All right, let's see.
All right, here we go.
Video you have?
Are you ready? Are we good to go? There you go. All right. Here. Oops, let me, sorry. Just,
And they're like, well, she's a narcissist. And it's like, no, that's not the case.
oh, a second. I want
Oh, is this like about Instagram girls?
Yeah.
Or getting likes, and they're like, well, she's a narcissist. And it's like, no, that's not the case. Well, she likes attention. Well, who doesn't like attention? Everybody likes attention. That doesn't make her a narcissist. Is it a narcissistic trait? Sure. But that doesn't mean that it meets the diagnostic criteria for NPD or a narcissist. Let's use another example. Let's take children. Okay. Do we call children narcissists when they're like, Mom, look at me. Hey, look at me. Look at what I'm doing over here. No, that's a need and a desire for attention, but it's also part of how you build healthy self-esteem. So again, that's why these traits are getting so misdiagnosed, because people are seeing that and they're labeling it narcissist, and they don't look at it within the context of the pattern of the relationship or their relationships with other people. They look at it, they take an isolated incident and they're like, yep, narcissist, you know? So that's just one example of how these things can get really misled. People will see a girl posting a pic on Instagram or getting likes, and they're like, well, she's a...
Okay, can I?
Yeah, you may opine. Please do.
So much to say.
Okay.
So
the reason so just before you hold that thought,
Yeah.
the reason I brought this up is because we were talking about narcissism like earlier on in the show today.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So these are also problems that I have dealt with, but a lot of guys don't understand, especially if they're not in that like scope, if they are not in social media, like you gentlemen understand. You understand the algorithm, pleasing the algorithm and doing what it takes. So having a partner that thinks that you posted a picture to get attention, like these things don't matter. Like as a person that uses that as like a business platform, that no matter like these comments, these likes, they don't mean anything. I'm just trying to get more visibility on
At
a
no
platform.
point when you were
Build your
at no
platform.
point when you were posting on Instagram did you get any sort of satisfaction or validation from the fact that a lot of people liked you.
The only time that I do, I will say, like honestly, if I posted something that I'm like very, very proud of, like there's a lot of sexy stuff on my Instagram, obviously, but there are things that I really, really consider like art. And when I post those things and those things get a lot of traction, like that makes me feel good. But it's not like a...
It's not a narcissistic thing. It's a creativity
so
thing.
I think
Yeah.
there's two different things here. Women wanting attention is different than being a narcissist. She's correct.
Yeah.
And also because she's a marriage and family therapist, NPD or narcissism, those are two different things. Narcissism is undiagnosed. It's just a person who's a narcissist runs around. NPD means something went wrong in your life and you had to go seek counseling.
Personality
maybe.
disorder.
Now
Yes,
you have a personality disorder, but you're actually trying to get help for it. That's the difference between the two. And she's correct. Like in the function of narcissism, like this person would have no comprehension that they're hurting other people's feelings, and they're just completely fucking out there, full of grandeur and delusion. And she's right. That's not narcissism. What I do think, however, is that women do really like attention. They do. They like attention from their partner. They like attention from people that they like attention more than men do. Like they really like attention. Not necessarily because you want to cheat on your boyfriend. That's not what we're saying. But there is some validation that women get from posting certain things on social media, and the validation they get from the likes and the comments and the shares.
So I would understand that if, or I would understand being placed in that category if I was one of those girls.
And I'm not talking about you particular.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, speaking in general terms, because of like what we're talking about. If I was that girl that was like getting done up all the time and going out and trying to be seen and all of that stuff,
Wearing makeup to the gym and shit.
I would for sure understand that point. But I have been told by partners that I've had that I'm just attention seeking because of certain things that I do that all of us do for our platforms to try and like further our platforms. So it's people lacking the basic understanding, the basic knowledge of what social media is and how you use it as a business tool. And they lack the comprehension skills to even wrap their minds around the fact that you're doing it to push something. Like I have contracts with companies to push a product. Obviously that needs to get more visibility. Those things don't get visibility on my page because that's not what my page is built around.
But I think because you make money from it doesn't mean you don't like the attention.
But it's the attention doesn't matter. Like the attention that you want, like the attention that I want from my partner. I don't want that
but
from
okay, so
anybody else.
that's another type of attention. No, agreed.
But here's my thing. Like I don't care who is in my DMs or who's liking my things or who's commenting on my things. I don't care. Like I really, really don't care. If I cared, would I look like this when I come on your show?
No, I understand.
Like, do you know what I'm saying?
But have you ever looked at a photo and noticed that this photo did better than this other photo? That's not something you've ever even looked at.
You look at that, but you don't look at it in that lens. Like it's not.
Really
I'm not.
look at that.
I'm not.
Couldn't you just be proud of the fact that your journey, your own personal journey, you've come a ways, and you
sure,
can
but
see
we're
your
men not
transition?
taking pictures without our clothes on. That's the difference.
But I'm talking about
what I'm saying, there's a difference
female,
between the two.
You know, like for the difference between
There's a difference
you know,
between the two way the two genders process attention.
I
That's
mean,
all I'm
if I
saying.
could finish a thought.
How many
nice.
selfies is too many?
All right, no, hold on. Let Lindsay finish.
It's okay, I forgot. You know I smoke a lot. So
Okay, go ahead.
If you
Like
don't
I
let
do,
me
but I
run
don't
out
like
with
post
it,
Sorry,
like it ends.
I thought she was done. Sorry.
Damn, he had some good shit too.
I always do. People listen.
No, I just wanted to ask you, in your opinion, how many selfies is too many selfies?
I don't like selfies are not my thing. Like
She posts like professional
like
photos.
I'm like I'm like a model.
She's pro.
But
So-
I'm saying like if you saw a girl in the bathroom and she was just taking a million selfies, at some point would you attribute any type of narcissistic traits to that?
No,
that
you want to
behavior?
know what I would think? I would think that she's trying to look a certain way for a certain person that she's trying to
She
please.
has an idea of an
She has
image
And
that
she
she
and
wants
from
to
that person,
create.
she wants attention. That's my point.
Yeah, but is she trying to seek attention from one person, or is she trying to?
It doesn't
seek
matter if it's
attention from all
okay. So
people?
so here's the way it works. Is like
What if she's
here's
just trying to create an image that she
Here's-
sees in her head and it has nothing to do with anybody else?
Yeah.
That's a possibility, but that's not what we're seeing in general. Now, here's the thing. Going back to what you said before, here's their partner that she's in love with. His attention definitely weighs more than any of the likes from the weirdos she gets comments from on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But all of these together mean a lot. Meaning like the 100,000 likes.
What is the threshold?
There's a threshold to where one means more than the other. There is.
I don't agree, but I don't agree because that's not
So
how
the
I'm
reason
hardwired.
why I brought this up is because similar to what you were saying, because you were saying, well, all these sons of bitches that I'm dating or these guys are just nothing but narcissists, or they turn into narcissists. After
They
I've
don't
been
turn
with-
into
after I
narcissists.
well, they already were, but
They weren't displaying
you
narcissistic
discover
tendencies.
the narcissism after I don't know 6
After the
months
mask
in.
falls off,
Exactly.
they say.
So with that in mind, at what point does attention seeking or attention, whatever you want to call it, where do you cross the line from attention enjoying or seeking, whatever you want to call it, and narcissism? Where's the threshold?
Your
between
behavior
those two?
towards other people.
It's a lack
A
of
liking a
empathy.
photo and wanting someone to acknowledge that was a good photo of you or a good whatever creative whatever is completely different than wrecking someone's life.
Okay.
Than going into a relationship and wrecking someone's life, knowing that you're hurting them because this person's complaining to you that they're
where does the self-love end and the narcissism begin?
So the question is why does it have to be between self-love and narcissism for someone that is a model that is using Instagram as like an online portfolio as a business platform? Why does that have to be?
I get called a narcissist all the time, by the
Well,
way.
no,
just
I know.
saying.
But I'm
it's-
just saying,
I don't
really?
I don't have nearly as many photos as this guy does.
I'm
or
really
videos
surprised by that.
But because people just hate me, that's why they just want. It's any. See, that's what I was saying. Is like I think using the term narcissist is, as she was saying, very overused. She's
It
saying
is
it's
very
I'm super
overused.
very
smart, but I
overused.
still don't fully understand the term narcissist. So if that's me personally, I'm like,
unhealthy
there's got to be a
self-love.
bajillion of
There's-
other women.
it's just a
and people
difference
No, I don't.
between-
No, I've heard you
You
talk.
know
You're
what I
sure,
mean?
it's a delusion or a level of grandeur about your own self-worth to things.
But
Does that make sense?
Go ahead.
I just think that there's a difference between being vain and being a narcissist.
Vanity. Okay.
Vanity.
And
Yeah.
and
I'm super vain.
Vanity can be a narcissistic trait, but it doesn't make you a narcissist.
yeah, like
Yes.
a narcissist would have to have a pattern of behavior. That's
Yes.
what
Right,
it is.
which is what I just said. It's
Yeah.
not about getting likes or attention. It's about what you're doing to the people around you. Or that
yeah,
you're-
we're making two different arguments. I agree with Jamie. I don't think that makes you a narcissist
course
because
not.
because you're like that. But I do think women want attention more than men do. I do
If
agree.
Right,
with
but that has nothing to do with narcissism.
If that's true, then why do we make a big fuss about men not getting swiped on?
What do you mean? Because it's about sex. Because men, the validation that men want.
No, it's about
it is.
attractiveness.
Oh, one more time. We're not on the dating apps for fucking attention. Women are literally saying that they're going on dating apps, doing 6,000. We're doing 6,000 swipes and not even talking to a single dude. They're doing 6,000 swipes. They're doing 16,000 swipes and not even going on 10 dates. That's what's going on. Here we go.
It's okay. It's okay that you're triggered. Tell us more.
One more time. Guys go on dating apps for sex. Stop.
Well, they're not getting
Beautiful.
laid. Most men are
Yes.
virgins or haven't had sex. So if that's the case, that's
So it's
pretty
not,
stupid
but it's not.
and
It's not the same
delusional.
thing. Women are going on dating apps for attention. Men are going on dating apps
That's
for
not
sex.
what I'm talking about. I'm saying that if you're saying that this is getting it, if you're saying that women are trying to get attention or whatever by posting pictures, well, guys are trying to get attention and it affects them the same way.
But they're trying to get attention for sex, for
That's
a relationship.
fine, but what's the difference between attention?
Because one attention is just for. Oh, here's the difference.
Why does anyone need
one more
attention?
time, guys.
Let's handle that
This
question.
concept where I see women do this all the time. They will go and text a guy that they're not have no intention of going on a date with. They will flirt with him. They will lead him on. They will do all kinds of stuff. Men don't do this. We do not go on dates with women that we don't intend on having sex with. That's the difference. I'm not saying one is better than the other.
But
What
you
I'm
guys
saying,
wanna have
I'm not
sex
saying,
with everyone.
I'm not saying one is
Yeah,
better than the other.
maybe.
But what I am saying is that men's validation tends to come from compliance and sex, and women's validation tends to come from attention and then eventually resources. That's it.
Men are desperate to get validation from women.
for sex.
No, for
For sex.
everything. For everything. Yes, but
He took
that's
out
what
the
men-
trash. Gotta throw a party for him.
Okay, but you even said in the beginning of the show that men do everything because of sex.
Agreed. I don't disagree.
So then you just proved my point.
What do you mean?
Is what I'm saying.
It's just no. You're saying attention for sex, and then I'm saying
Men
attention.
do everything for female validation. Yes or no?
Yes, but validation is not attention. Those are two different
Oh
things.
my God! Are
No,
you joking?
one type of so for instance, you give two different people, they get two different types of validation. One person can get validation from their father. Their father did not validate them throughout their whole lives, and they've been trying to get validation from them. Another person could have grown up poor and gets validation from making money. Validation is not one thing. In one case, someone needs validation through attention, and someone else needs validation through sex. Those are two different things, but they're both validation.
It's one piece
vehemently
to a big
disagree.
puzzle.
Okay, go ahead.
They mean the same thing. Validation.
So sex and attention mean the same thing.
No, validation and
No,
attention.
but no, validation and attention do not mean the same thing.
It falls under the same category.
It does.
No. You can get attention from validation. That's like you get validation from attention.
Is what you're saying like because they're not going out of their way or something? Is that what you're trying to say?
Who's
Attention,
that?
Going out of their way.
Men. What are you saying about the difference between attention and validation? I'm not following your
Okay,
line.
so a man getting sex can be his validation. If a man gets money, that can get validation.
Yeah.
And you can get money without receiving attention. There's billionaires, you don't even know who they are. Okay, so there's different ways of getting validation.
Men need us for validation. Women do not need men for validation.
Well, I mean, you may find some people disagree with that.
Hold
one.
on. You were just saying one of your icks was guys coming on to you or guys who are asking you, and some of them are below 6 feet and some of them are above 6 feet. And you were saying that one of them gives you the ick and another one doesn't give you the ick.
Oh, it's not about height, Rolla. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, well,
because if they're short and they're like attractive in the face, I'm not going to be irritated by it either. I'll probably sit there and have a conversation. It's not the issue.
to clarify,
It's if they're they smell gross and they're weird.
Certain guys attempt.
Like we all know. We all know. I don't
good.
have to explain it because we know.
Okay, well, so look, explain one more thing to me then. Are some guys is some guys' attention more valuable than other guys' attention?
The person you like.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
the person that
you're
you're in love with.
interested in.
Is the guy who creeps you out, is his attention less valuable than the guy who you're attracted to?
It's not valuable at all.
I don't want his attention.
Then
I don't want his
there is your
attention.
That's a double
see, then there is your
that way you said-
validation in a nutshell.
No, because the way you set it up was you just set it up asking her a specific question. If you said, do you need male attention to live? To survive. No.
But he's qualifying
we're talking about
different
validation.
types of
we're talking about validation.
Do you need male validation to live?
Yeah,
No.
and men don't need sex to live either.
No.
That's the point. It's validation is not
If
survival quality.
but
their
if
life
that's
goal.
true, then why do we talk about all the issues with men? Like
What do you mean? Which
why does
issues?
being sexless matter?
Well, so there's different levels of need, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and then the bottom level we have food, clothing, and shelter. That's what you need to physically survive. So the phenotype can continue to have mitosis, biological survival.
So is sex
once
a
you
need?
once you get above that, there's another need above that, and for the need for women is attention. attention and the need for men is sex. That's what I'm saying. It's a higher need, but it's not a survival need.
Does that make me a man?
I've never heard
I would,
that.
I would argue,
definitely for sex.
See, this is where I would throw Maslow under the bus. Sex is a need because you
need it like air and water.
How did we all how are we sitting here?
And I have gotten into. I've written essays about this. I've gotten in so many arguments about this.
I'm with you, Rollo.
Well, okay. You guys just want to get your dick wet. No, and that's not what it's about. What I mean is like the species goes extinct.
Agreed. The species.
If you don't have sex. Ergo, sex is a human need because if it weren't, we would not be here having this conversation.
No, totally agree.
Right.
My point is the individual phenotype does not need sex to survive.
Yeah.
The species
like
on a macro level does.
oxygen and food and water.
But if sex was not a higher biological need for men than it is for women, how would women, as a standard, manipulate men through sex as they do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's a higher value for guys.
But you guys come to us. You want something from women.
No one's denying.
No, but I'm saying, like, fundamentally, you're always going to be the ones wanting something from us. So we would never be in that position.
There's another part to this. Fundamentally, you'll always be the pickier of the two genders because in every two gender species, the one that has more investment is called parental
higher
investment.
Reproductive cost.
Yeah, it's called parental investment hypothesis in evolutionary psychology. Women are always going to be pickier. By the way, I didn't blame anyone for anything I was saying earlier today. Yeah. Women are pickier, which is why when they say 80% of a partner, I'm settling, I don't want to do that. That's because women are pickier. Men have built buildings and sent people to the moon and built skyscrapers and invented electric cars all to impress women.
We went to the moon?
We did go to the moon. Debate next week. We did go to the moon. We went to the moon 6 times. Anyway, so the point is, I'm not saying I disagree, but what I'm saying is, or I'm not saying that it's anyone's fault. What I'm saying is evolution made men one way and women another way. And because of that, women are more selective. The point that we're making is that they've gotten so selective now because of social media that it's gotten to the point of delusion, where they think because I fucked a 10, I can get a 9 to commit to me. And they can't get that 9 to commit. And the next thing you know, you meet the girl who's been engaged 5 times. But go ahead.
Is it delusion or is that just nature? Like,
well,
with no constraints, women.
Both.
Hold on, if women now can provide for themselves, they literally do not have to depend on a man. Hold on, let me finish.
You're correct about that. You're not correct about who they can get to commit.
You didn't let me finish. Men do not even
land the plane, torsion.
Sorry. Okay. Let me go to different things. Okay, so if we take all the constraints off of women, and women are picking the top percent of men, that's nature.
Yes, but the top percent of men that they were exposed to.
That's not delusion. That's fact.
No, time out.
You know, there's biology.
There's what they're choosing. That's fine. What you're choosing is not delusional. What you think you can get, the difference between what you believe reality is, and so this is reality, and this is what you believe reality is. If there's a massive separation between the two, that is delusion.
I agree
but
with
men
you,
as
but
well.
how?
That's what Jesse was saying.
No, men are.
But you forget, y'all. That's what we've been getting at all night. Is y'all forget to mention that part? Men are delusional too.
We just talked about it earlier.
Add that right after you say the women thing. Add it right after. Say all right, but men are delusional too because men also expect this exact, whatever from a woman, or they expect this look from a woman, but they can't get that either.
Yes,
okay,
men are.
Add that right afterwards.
The next time,
I'm so tired of that. You got to add it right afterwards.
I agree.
You do. You need to. We need to start doing that.
I'm putting it in my notes
Please.
right now.
All right, thank you. We need to make this show a little bit more even.
With the condition that the next time we say, you know what, guys are fucking delusional, I expect you to go, you know what, bitches are delusional too.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I expect you to say.
100%.
Okay, all right, cool. So let's do this catharsis so we can all just shit out our emotions real quick. Right, ready? Men are delusional in part. Men are delusional in part mainly because of pornography and OnlyFans. They're delusional in like what they believe sex is going to be with a woman. That does make them delusional. They're also delusional when it comes to the idea of like what they think they're going to get as far as like body count and all this kind of stuff. The world is trending in one direction. Men are delusional when they think the world is going to trend back in the other way. Men are often delusional. I don't disagree. Men are also delusional in other things that are not intersexual. Like, for instance, I know a lot of men have had business partners who believe that they did over 50% of the work and they didn't even do 10%. Men have issues when it comes to this. Men also suffer from narcissism more, and they also suffer from autism more. Like twice the rate that women do. Of course they do. And those clips don't go viral. That's the difference. When we say
Make
this,
it viral.
okay, I just made it
care
viral.
what goes viral.
You need titties
still
to
gotta
make it
speak
viral.
the truth. I don't care what goes
But it is the
viral
truth.
or
But I
not.
just-
And I'm
but-
craving
but-
We're on a live
sushi.
video.
But-
that people are watching
but-
live, so
but-
still mention it.
but-
I don't
but-
care what goes viral.
But we do mention it all the time. There's several clips where I talk about this, the
I
concept
had
that
to
we're
say
making.
something.
And those titties have to be red and flaming.
One more time. Red flaming boobs.
Red
I
flaming
mean,
boobs.
give me 2 matches and I'll make it happen.
Oh man!
Can I ask a delusional question real quick?
Go ahead.
Go.
Who is more delusional? Sexy women who say they dress for themselves, or high-level men who say they improve for themselves?
Is it summer or winter?
Oh God, can I please answer?
Women saying they dress for
would
themselves.
say
I
that
would say
as
is
well.
more delusional.
I've written
I would
whole.
say that.
Actually, there's a
Finally.
chapter in one of my
Women
books
dress
about
for
it.
other women, guys.
They do, but like at
Between those two, the women dressing
It just
for other
depends
women.
if you like
But
playing
being
dress up or not.
sexy-
If you're always that person who is involved in costumes and love playing dress up, and especially if you have an arts background, like you look for any and every excuse to dress
dress
up.
up.
Now
Yes.
here's the thing: I can be a girly girl. Is that my nature on my day to day? No, I love lounging around in sweats. But give me an opportunity, give me a chance to put on my heels, to have my hair done, my makeup done. I don't do it myself. I have a makeup artist. I have hairstylists. Give me that opportunity to be glamorous. I fucking love it. And my girls that are down with me, like, we love it too. So when we go out together, yeah, we stand out. But you know what? That's because we love it. Not every girl has to love it.
That's beautiful.
And that
Why don't the
separates-
three of us do the same thing? Hold on. No, I'm just curious. Why don't the three of us do the same thing?
You
why is
guys
it?
can. What do you mean?
No, but why don't we want to?
You
Why
don't
is it
care.
not? Why is it not in our proclivity to do
It's-
so?
it's
You don't
what's
care,
out.
but we're the ones who are narcissists. Hold on, one more time. Why do the three of us not want to do that? Why is it? I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just asking you.
I don't
why
think
is
you're
it that
trying to
three?
attack me.
No. Why is it that the three of us in general we don't want to go out and wear sparkly shit and get a bunch of attention for our
Personality, who you are.
It's not-
stereotypes.
I don't know.
the majority of men.
Because
I don't
women
know, that's my
wouldn't
only
fuck
answer.
you, right?
Okay.
I am not
That's
above
that's
fucking.
a secondary answer. But the answer is because we are not as necessitous of attention as you are.
You can
That's
just
the
say
reason why.
you're boring.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, if you want to say that,
I mean, I have
agree with
guys
you.
that have a shoe collection bigger than mine.
I think that,
and they love it because to them that's their passion. They're all into it, and so as a result of them having this shoe collection to where they love
Yes,
their
and you
sneakers,
know where they got that
create
that
their
love for it?
outfits
They
from
got it from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
I mean,
I love a guy in nail polish. So.
No, I mean, I kind of agree. No, there are guys that definitely take pride in how they look
Yeah.
and how they dress, and I don't have a problem with it. I think that's something that can be very attractive if they're not, if it's not too far to where they are then.
Taking longer
not-
than you to get ready.
No, yeah, that's a little different.
I'm gonna, because I think I represent a happy medium between the two. I would say, since I am the hottest guy in the red pillow sphere. Thank you, Alex from Daytime. Well, because like you guys have seen me on when we were doing the Halloween or his birthday. You guys remember when we did his birthday party?
yes.
Yeah,
I had to work.
So we're all the girls get to dress up. Boy, you didn't get the full effect from what I was going to dress up as. But as far as guys like presenting themselves, I think a lot of guys there's a certain demographic of guys who will say, well, a real man doesn't care about the way he looks. Bullshit. Every guy knows that he is presenting himself in some way. You don't go to a funeral. You don't go to a job interview. You don't go to a wedding. You don't present yourself. You've been in the military.
You guys,
know damn well you got to
guys,
dress
though,
up for
most
that.
men don't think that way.
Time out.
It's
Roll up.
different.
What happened? Well, I asked both of you. What happens when the dudes give up on trying to get women? What happens when the dudes give up on that sexual validation? Do they become skinnier or fatter? Do they stay inside more or less? When they stop caring about what women think, do they become more attuned to their attractiveness or less? What do you think, Tori?
I would argue that most men don't give a fuck about what they look like. They don't even bathe regularly.
Okay,
Like
most men do. I don't think that most men don't bathe. I think that might be a little bit
They
hyperbolic.
don't spread their cheeks to wash their ass. That's the
what's
problem.
funny
Yeah.
because you guys, top 1%ers, you don't realize that, like, literally, that's men.
I think I'm top 50%. I don't know about top 1%.
I'm just saying, like, you guys can't fathom it, but it
Bitch, I'm
actually
fabulous.
It is.
I don't think most. Wait, anyway, but the point I was trying to make before is you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
When men give up on the idea, like you heard Chris Williamson, he was
give
talking
up.
about 50% of men have given up on dating. When men give up on dating, do they take more consideration of their physical appearance or less?
I don't
Which
care.
goes. Well, I understand you don't. Okay, thank you. This is my favorite thing. Men are suffering. I don't care.
No,
That's
I
it.
care about
Yes.
suffering. I don't care if they
Okay.
get fat at their own expense.
But
like, grow up.
my point is when the drive
care.
when the drive for women, rightly or wrongly, when the drive for women dissipates, then all of a sudden their necessity for attention also dissipates.
Which is
because their validation comes from sex. Women, yes. And women's validation does not come from men anywhere to the same extent.
Yeah.